Hi everybody, Jim Benson here from Modus Cooperandi and Modus Institute. And I was asked to do a quick video about how to have good remote meetings or virtual meetings or attend virtual conferences. And that all goes back to what we think of as a meeting. And for me, that all comes back to collaboration. So if you go to something and you sit there and you stare at it, that's called television. It's not called a meeting, and it's not really called learning. But when you interact with others, you interact with the speakers or other people going to a conference or in a meeting, that interaction, the exchange of ideas, the action items, and the learning that come out of that exchange, that's valuable. That's actually kind of cool. That's fun. That's new stuff, right? So this is what I would recommend across the board. Okay, number one is that when something is scheduled at a time, that you be early, especially when it's online. Make sure that you're there when it starts and a little bit before, so that you show respect to the people who are speaking, to the people who are attending, and with your very presence, that is actually feedback that they've started doing a good job, even before they've started. If you come in late, you will miss stuff. You will be trying to catch up, and it looks like you didn't care. It looks like that even more in a virtual environment than it does in a regular environment. Okay. The next thing is, and this is more true for like a online meeting with somebody else, but don't devalue that meeting. Okay. Don't say it's just a call and I can reschedule it later. Again, make sure that you're there, you're on time, you're punctual, and you're showing the people that you respect, and that you show them that what could come out of that meeting is important to you. The other thing is, and this is hopefully for this audience especially, but for the world at large, hopefully after 6 weeks of dealing with COVID, we've all figured out our technology issues. But if you have a company or a new group and you've decided that you're going to use, Zoom or something else, excuse me, make sure that your technology issues only happen once. Okay, troubleshoot them, get them out of the way with. The other thing is online meetings and online conferences are where information is not only exchanged, but where it is elevated, where you have a chance to make something more of it. If there is an opportunity for text chat, don't just treat it like where you can talk to other people, like, hey, can you believe this? but it's a place that everyone can see, that you can enter any takeaways that you have, things that you've learned, things that you think are interesting, things that it might spur you to action or other people to action, actions that other people have said. Type those into the text chat, because when people see that activity, even if they're not directly paying attention to the text chat at the time, they know that someone is getting value from that meeting, and it makes everybody listen more. It makes everybody more attentive, and it makes you more attentive, because when you write something down, you're more likely to remember it. The other thing is, if you're in a call like this, as you can see, this is the cutoff point, right? You can't see, but I'm actually wearing pants. Okay? Everybody jokes about it. Wear pants. Because you will stand up, because you'll forget. And let's just say, I just know this, okay? I know it. Okay, so collaboration and attention and value all go hand in hand. We never do work just for ourselves, and we rarely work just by ourselves. We rarely learn stuff that's just important to us. And so when you're in a call, Uh, Believe me, like yesterday, I was in 7 solid hours of online calls, and I have above the camera behind you, it says, sit up and make eye contact. And the reason for that is that you really do, you're listening and you're thinking, and the next thing you know, you're doing this. And so for you, you're still listening and thinking, you're still in it, but you can already see what that looks like. So remember that once this goes on, you have an on screen presence. You are a performer. And it's not performance just like, I want to look good. It's performance in that everyone right now is living with a great deal of uncertainty. We don't know when this stuff is going to end. We don't know what end looks like. What we have a pretty good idea of is that something is going to end and then there's going to be another spike. And we don't know what any of this stuff feels like. We don't know. We're floating, all right? So this eye to eye contact, real human messages for real human beings like you and the people that you talk to, and maybe from time to time me, that is what we all need right now. So if you're about to go to an online conference and you're like, hey, it's just a conference, all these online conferences are going to be conversations. Okay, that's how you're going to know you got your money's worth. Just watching a bunch of webinars because you happen to be home is not helpful, regardless of the content. Conversation around that is. So these are some helpful hints from me. You are other human beings and you have more helpful hints, and the internet right now is filled with more helpful hints. So below this, comment, right? Show respect for me and for the folks throwing the conference and for your fellow conference goers and just for humanity in general. Comment on this with more helpful hints. There's a lot of ways that we're all going to get through this, and 0 of them are sitting in our rooms and hoping it goes away. It's all going to be through paying attention to each other, through collaboration, through better conversations, and through expression. So that is how to have a good meeting. That's how to get the most out of an online conference. And it's just how to be a good human being. So I'm Jim Benson. Thanks for taking the time to listen.